Hi, welcome back to the Paradigm Shift. It's been a while since I uploaded. Today we are talking about the people pleaser. Yeah, all of us in one way or the other find ourselves pleasing people, and this is a very special episode because I resonate with it very well. For the most part of my life, I have come to realize that every decision I do take those decisions because someone says I should do it. And in most of the cases, I've realized it doesn't help me. Sometimes we have an inner voice. There's a small voice that is within us that speaks to us, that tries to direct us on the paths we should take. And mostly we ignore those voices until later part of our lives when we realize that we should have listened to that voice. And this is what I draw from a book I read by Robert Greene by the name Mastery. He made mention of the fact that we should listen to our innate voices, that guts within us, that pushes us to act in certain ways. If we listen to those voices, we are going to actually we are actually going to arrive at the sources we want to arrive at. And he cited a lot of examples in the book. He cited Leonardo da Vinci. He cited Wolfgang Mozart, the musician. He cited a lot of people. And when I try to put the point he was trying to make in the book in today's context, I find that is something that is not affecting only myself. It affects a chunk of our people, a chunk of those in our age group, the Gen Z. Mostly we find ourselves in that situation. Our friends are doing is let's try it and see. My friend is an engineer. Let me delve into engineering and see what is going to happen. My friend is a lawyer, is a journalist. And we take those courses, and then later on in life we realize that there is still a vague, or there is still an emptiness within us. And I have felt this before. And that is the reason why I found the need to talk about it. That vagueness within us. He is eating an apple. Let me get an apple and eat. Meanwhile, your health doesn't support eating apples. Therefore, you shouldn't take that course. And this can only be achieved, or only be able to overcome this stage in our lives when we have a firm ground. When you are strong when you are rooted in your focus. When you are rooted in your focus, you'll be able to overcome this kind of pressure, this kind of societal pressure. A very perfect example among the ladies today is with the issue of marriage. Because their friends are getting married, I need to get married. At least from my society, from where I come from, I see this to be very common. And every single person who views this can put it in the context of where their geographical location is. Probably somebody in America will be looking at it in a different line. Maybe somebody in Egypt might be looking at it from a different light. But we, those in Africa, we see it in our societies. The part of where I'm coming from, I see that the young ones are rushing into marriage because they see their colleagues, especially the ladies, are doing it. And in the end, they feel like they have been disappointed. Why do you rush into something that you don't have any idea? You have no clue about it. And I'm not talking to only ladies. I'm talking to the general public, wherever you find yourself, whichever sex you belong to. You should know that following the crowd or being a people pleaser is dangerous. You should know that wherever you find yourself, being a people pleaser will land you in trouble. A people pleaser is someone who doesn't actually have his own purpose. When his friend tells him, let's do this, he just stands up and then he goes. A wise man once said that if you don't have principles, you fall for everything. Whatever comes your way, you just go along with it. But if you have principles, if you know what you are about, if you know what you are headed towards, no matter what wind that comes to blow you, you will not fall, because you are standing on your principles. You know what you want to achieve. But if you don't have principles, if you don't know what you are doing, if you don't have goals you want to reach, you will definitely find yourself doing things that you are not supposed to do. A very perfect example I can give about this is, one time I was traveling with someone, and I was supposed to land in a very nearby location, but I decided to go with the person to where he is going because he convinced me, let's go. When we are coming back, we'll pass where you are supposed to be. And I felt like, I have time, why not go with the person? I left the house not with the idea of going to the place the person is going. I had my own bus stop, but I followed the person because he convinced me enough to follow him. And I'm not saying the person is a bad person, or I'm not saying the person is an evil person. All I'm saying is that at that particular point in time, that was not my pursuit. That wasn't the destination I was supposed to land myself in. And truly, that's following I did with him, it landed me in trouble. I don't want to discuss the full details, but this is just this is something I'm just citing as an example. That if you are a people pleaser, you will definitely find yourself doing things or going places where you don't want to go. Before we continue, I want to remind you to subscribe, share, leave a comment. Now to continue, if you're a people pleaser, you will find yourself always losing track of time, because time is very, very key. A wise man once said, the time is a two-edged sword. It's either you cut it or it cuts you. Therefore, if you are a people pleaser, you want to do things the way people want and see if it doesn't work, you come back to your original idea. Most of the times it doesn't help you, because you are going to lose track of time, and time waits for no man, as they say. If you are having your goals, do not allow someone to encourage you or push you to do things that you don't want to do, or things that are not in your original plan. Follow that innate voice within you. Follow your guts. Be following that small voice that speaks from within you, and it will definitely land you in places you want to be. I will leave you here until we continue next time. Goodbye.